Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. The only AFC West team who didn't win this week was the Raiders. Perna. Today, in addition to bringing you an in-depth Broncos best and worst, I'll touch on what went down in the Chargers-Jets game and the Sunday night showdown between the Chiefs and the Raiders. My biggest question right now is, how is KJ Hamler still able to walk after making this catch? KJ Hamler is the only receiver more capable of catching a pass while bending like a pretzel than CeeDee Lamb. The Raiders fall to 6-4. The Chiefs at 9-1 are just patiently waiting for the Steelers to choke. And the Broncos maintain their dominance over the only AFC West team they can beat, the Chargers. It is the best and worst of the Broncos and the AFC West. That's good, sports. Yeah, go ahead, subscribe, whatever. I have bigger news. I started a coffee company called Benchwarmer Brew that is launching Wednesday. And to start, this is what's available. My backup blend medium roast coffee and these ridiculous mugs. They've got the strong arm. It says undefeated in moral support, because bench warmers. And the best part about my new company is on the back of the mug it says Big Boss, which we didn't know came on the mug. So from day one I already fucked something up. But seriously, Wednesday this store launches. So you can sign up there now. There's a link in the description, benchwarmerbrew.com. And I wanted to start a business about something that I'm passionate about. And I am very, very picky about the quality of my coffee, because I drink a lot of it every day making all of these videos. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever been confident about my beans. So you can sign up for the email list at benchwarmerbrew.com now and follow my new Benchwarmer social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at BenchwarmerBrew. Links in the description. Wednesday, there's a countdown timer so you know exactly when it launches. Ooh, I'm a businessman! AFC West, let's start. Chargers, Jets. Best? Joe Flacco tormenting another fan base with his inexplicable and uncanny ability to be terrible on short throws. This is an easy pick six for LA to start the game. And yes, that was Joe Flacco's first throw of the game. A touchdown, I guess, no matter how you slice it. Worst, Justin Herbert looks really, really good against any defense not featuring Andrew Van Ginkel. Drew Lock played much better against the Dolphins than Herbert and beat Tua, but we all know Herbert looks like the best quarterback right now, haircuts excluded. Herbert threw 3 touchdowns for 366 passing yards in another game where he performed like the best rookie QB on the field. And with Joe Burrow's knee tragically shredding, Herbert fast-tracked his way to Offensive Rookie of the Year. Justin dominated on third down as well, going 9 of 11 for 104 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3 third down touchdowns. And if Herbert played for the Broncos, he would have already set the NFL touchdown record. The Broncos are always on third down. Worst, the better Herbert plays, the more targets Keenan Allen gets. He had a ridiculous 16 catches in this game, but just went for 145 yards, averaging an embarrassing 9 yards per catch. Meanwhile, his teammate Tyron Johnson's average was 54 yards per reception, which really makes Keenan look like a slacker. Best, Frank Gore scored a meaningless touchdown in this game. I was just there to watch the Chargers help Frank Gore pad all of his stats. And that LA defense let him have one of the best games of the year. With that TD, Gore, of course, becomes the first running back to score a touchdown in 2020 and also scored a touchdown when Jimi Hendrix was still alive. Worst, no matter how big the lead is for the Chargers, they are never safe. They let the Jets claw back into this one for no reason. But with that loss, the Jets have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. So I'm sorry to break that news to you, Jets fans. I know you were holding on for hope. Chiefs, Raiders, Sunday Night Football. Best, all of Patrick Mahomes' interceptions have come against the Raiders this season. Worst, the only team that has figured out how to play the Chiefs is the fucking Raiders, and they still can't even sweep them. This was honestly a pretty great game. The problem, the Raiders' defense just could not stop the Chiefs on the final drive with less than 2 minutes in the game. The Chiefs only needed a field goal to tie, but just crushed Vegas with the all too familiar wide open pass to Travis Kelce for the touchdown, which the Raiders should have been prepared for because Derek Carr's last 2 touchdowns were a very wide open throw to Darren Waller and an impressive old man grab by Jason. Frank Gore and I have the same AARP agent Witten. That Witten touchdown took the lead from Kansas City. But that was short-lived. Worst, the Chiefs may be having some issues on defense. Both the Raiders and the Panthers scored 31 points against Kansas City in the last 2 games. We will see if the Chiefs might really be declining on defense when they play the Buccaneers next weekend. And they just don't look as dominant as they did through the first part of the season. Now this is a worst because even though the defense isn't playing as well, Kansas City's still winning. They did not play their best game, and they still beat the Raiders, who definitely did play their best game. And don't even think about denying that, Raiders fans. Best, Derek Carr had the eyeliner of the Tiger late in the game, waiting for a chance to get the ball back. This is what the film historians call the Kubrick stare, which is typically what happens before someone gets murdered. Unfortunately, Derek Carr was the one who got killed by Daniel Sorensen, aka Dirty Dan, who picked off his final throw and ended the game. Worst, for how much fun it's been to watch Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray this season, those 2 guys have canceled each other out to the point that Patrick Mahomes is probably going to win MVP again, which is by far the most boring outcome I can imagine. Now, Broncos, Dolphins. Had Denver beat Miami, sorry, bad habit, they did. Had the Dolphins beat the Broncos, I would have given Brian Flores the Big Dick Player Award for having the cojones to bench Tua Tagovailoa in the 4th quarter. That's a savvy move by a coach that puts wins above all else. And it nearly worked. Instead, the Big Dick Player Award goes to Justin Simmons for his game-sealing interception in the end zone. Ryan Fitzpatrick put together a hell of a drive starting from his own 1-yard line. But Justin, pay the man Simmons, sniffed out this throw like a bloodhound and put an end to Fitz magic faster than Val Valentino on that dumb Fox show. Best, Tua was diligently wearing his mask on the sideline. He's maybe the most responsible mask wearer since Val Valentino. See, not such a random reference now, is it? Best, watching Tua get benched after saying playing in the NFL isn't as hard as he thought it would be. Tua, the Broncos aren't even that good, bruh. Worst, Timmy Patrick not being better at defense. Allowing this Drew Lock pass to be picked on the opening series? Shame on you, Tim. Worst, the dirty Dolphins trample the ref on the interception with a shoulder shot to the head, most likely concussing the official. Why is that a worst, you ask? I mean, refs aren't even humans. They're soul-crushing androids sent to Earth to ruin football games. True, but the officials took their vengeance out for that play on the Broncos, calling the lamest defensive holding penalty we've ever seen, negating what would have been another Justin Simmons interception. I've seen NBA games allow more contact than that. That call led to the Dolphins' first touchdown, which was a very impressive double toe tap by Devontae Parker. Best, seeing KJ Hamler kick off the Broncos' first scoring drive, reeling in a very contested catch on 3rd and 10. Mr. Philip Colorado Lindsay sprung the Broncos' longest run we've seen in what felt like months, years, hell, and eternity. Even that touchdown drive faced adversity as back-to-back false starts resulted in my second most hated phrase in 2020, 3rd and 13. My most hated phrase, social distancing. However, Horsecock Lock used that third leg to extend for the first after a nice scramble. We were then treated to a rare Nick Van Eck catch and run, and the Broncos scored a first quarter touchdown. They haven't done that since they played the Chiefs back in October. Best. Drew Lock found Tim Patrick on a 41-yard pickup to get the Broncos into the red zone, which the Gooch was split for the finish. That was the first lead Denver had in a game since the Chargers game. Worst, even when he's covered, Devontae Parker can catch anything. He's like a taller KJ Hamler. Best, the Denver D stopped a driving Dolphins offense with the DeMarcus Walker sack. Yes, DeMarcus Walker. Even though they got the stop, Bradley Chubb was being molested by the Dolphins offensive line with the bad hold. And like the highest ranking officials in the Catholic Church, the refs just looked the other way. Worst, why the fuck are Steelers fans showing up to Broncos games? Broncos fans can't even show up to Broncos games for the rest of the year. So go the fuck home and watch your shitty 10-0 team. Best. Coming out of halftime with the lead, not only were the Broncos gashing the Dolphins with the run game, but Noah Fant made a very strange cowboy-esque catch. He holstered the ball on his hip like it was a gun. Or if you're me, an ice pack after doing 6 air squats. Worst, Drew Lock missing Troy Fumagalli by 86 yards on a play Troy was completely forgotten about. Much like that movie with Brad Pitt. Great quarterbacks don't miss these throws. Great sports talkers don't miss those words. Pair that with a miss to Hamler right before halftime, and Denver did leave points on the field, which would have been a problem if Fitzpatrick played the entire second half. But he didn't. Best, Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon combining for 160 plus yards, and Pat Shurmur not shying away from the run. Now, I don't like that Shurmur favors Gordon in the red zone, giving him all of the touchdown carries. It's a bigger insult to Colorado than having to be neighbors with Kansas. But watching Gordon give the Broncos a 10-point lead was fulfilling. The Dolphins only handed off 14 times, and the Broncos gave the ball to Lindsay and Gordon a total of 31 times. Do that again. Drew Lock threw 31 passes. That's almost perfect balance. Worst, a Bradley Chubb sack took the Dolphins out of field goal range, but ended up getting Tua benched. Now, this is where I may have started to curse the Broncos, because right after that sack, I tweeted, Bradley Chubb gives Denver their 6th sack of the day. Careful, we don't want Fitzmagic coming off the bench in this one if Tua gets banged up. And if I can summon Brad Pitt again, which I will, I was like Pitt in Moneyball returning to the A's stadium during the Athletics' 20-game win streak and nearly cursed them. Little did I know Justin Simmons would turn out to be my Chris Pratt. Worst, Denver letting the Dolphins get back into this game and allowing Fitzmagic in a half a quarter to throw for 117 yards to Tua's 83. Fitz's first drive resulted in Jason, all I do is steal Special Teams Player of the Month awards away from Brandon McManus hitting a 53-yarder to make it a one-score game. Now, despite Noah Fant finally turning one of those poorly designed quick passes into a huge gain, despite Mr. Colorado penetrating deep into the Dolphins' territory with 0 career fumbles, Colorado hater Pat Shurmur gave Melvin Gordon the final carry in the red zone, not anticipating the possibility of Gordon getting Van Ginkeled on the 1-yard line. Rip Van Ginkel. Nearly made me want to fall asleep and wake up in a better year after that play. Best. Sports is the only place you can say you own another man, and everyone knows you're not talking about slavery.
But we owned the men on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
The final best is the Justin Simmons pick. 6 sacks helped snap a streak of the Denver D allowing 30 or more points in 4 straight games, just 13 in this one. Best. Timmy Patrick going over 100 receiving yards on the one deep throw Drew Lock wasn't trying to complete. Did we just unlock the secrets to Drew's success? It's classic reverse psychology, or what pickup artists call negging the receiver. You know when you tell a girl negative things so she's into you? That never worked for me. You gotta be like really good looking for that to be a strategy. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I've got the best and worst of the week up on the screen right now. You can click that if you want to watch more.